Hey friends, good morning. It is Monday, January 27th, 2025. My name is Colleen and I am with Cards by Coco. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you are joining me, I'm so happy you're here. I love when people join me for my lives. If you're catching me on a replay or YouTube, please leave a comment, say hello. I just really love sharing what I do here in my craft room. So I am going to go ahead today and we are going to be working with this online exclusive Spring Corners bundle. I have to tell you that sometimes I get so caught up in the new catalogs, especially this latest mini catalog and the Sale-A-Bration, that sometimes I forget about the online exclusives. And here I am, a demonstrator, and I'm telling you, sometimes I forget about the online exclusives. Good morning, Jan. And we shouldn't, because this is one of those wonderful products that I saw somebody else demonstrate, and I thought, oh my gosh, I love this. Why haven't I seen it? So online exclusive, let me show you a little bit. So Spring Corners, so wishing you an amazing day. They fit around a corner. How cute. And then you can put some in the center, and I put happy birthday down low here. They have great little, they have the balloons, the corner pieces, some flowers. So I ended up not using these balloons for one of my cards. But look at how they cut out. I colored them and then I just ended up not using them for my card. But look at how cute they are. Oh, Jan, you love it too? Me too. I'm really happy I found it. So let's go ahead and I'll show you the samples. I have not finished my Christmas card yet. Every week I'm making a Christmas card using the same layout, and I have not finished it yet, but I will. So be sure to check back later in the week to check out whatever Christmas card I make. So I sometimes just like a simple card. I think anyone who knows me knows that I am kind of a simple stamper by nature. I'm going to try and adjust the lights a little bit. It's kind of dark in here today. So I really like the simplicity of this. It just opens up with a little happy birthday. And I use the stamps from that set. The You Brighten My Day, I thought turned out really pretty. But this is the one we're going to be making today. And we are using, all of these are using the Sale-A-Bration paper that you can earn with a $60 order before tax and shipping. I always feel like I have to say that. The Bloom Impressions. And so this is really gorgeous paper. This is where it is. It's on page 11 of the Sale-A-Bration little brochure. And let me show you the paper. I absolutely love this. And you will see me using it on everything for a while because I just think it is so pretty. So this is the one side here. We'll be using this backside today. I love this because I think it really embodies all the sky cloud paper that we love to use so much. And then we have the green, the purple, and I know the right names for these, but you know what I mean. I think this is so pretty, bright and cheery, and then another green. So anyway, let's get busy crafting and creating this morning. You know, I like to do everything with you, so I'm going to give you the measurements as I go along. But again, sometimes I misspeak and get to going fast, and then I don't get the words out right. So be sure you check my blog, www.cardsbycoco.com, because I always put the accurate measurements there. Okay, so for our card base, we want to take this one sheet, this one piece of card base, and this is thick basic white. That's what I use. I use a thick basic white if I'm using basic white for my card base. So this is 8.5, no, it's not. It's 11 inches. So we are going to want this cut this right in half at 5.5 inches. Then we're going to rotate it and score at 4 1/4. And your Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer has that scoring blade right here, the tool right there. It's the lighter gray one. And then there we are. Oh, you know what? I needed the one color of Azure Afternoon, and that's the one. Hang on a second. Let me grab a piece. My goodness. Got everything out except for one of the pieces I needed. Okay, so for our second layer here, so when that's this second layer here, I'm using Azure Afternoon, and we want this at 5 1/4. 5 1/4. And I just grabbed this out of the bin, so let's hope it works, by 4, and it will. Yay me. Oh, hi Jeanette, thanks for popping in today. So there's our second layer. Now let's grab out some of this gorgeous designer series paper that you can earn with Sale-A-Bration. And we want to cut this at 5 inches by 3 3/4. So let's do 5 right there and 3 3/4. And then we need a piece of basic white. So I don't know about you, but I like to cut all my paper before I start stamping, going any further. I like to have all the paper ready to go. So then we need a piece of basic white for the sentiment piece, cut at 3 3/4 by 3. So let's go ahead and do 3 here by 3 3/4. Okay, now you could cut another piece of basic white. There we go. You could cut another piece of basic white if you wanted to add another layer to the inside of your card. I tend not to do that when I have a basic white card base. I do have a scrap of this designer series paper because I want to fit it behind my design. And let me see what this piece measures. I don't know that we'll need the whole piece, but it just happened to be a scrap, so I grabbed it. And this piece here is measuring 2 1/2 by 2 3/4. We'll see if we end up cutting this down or not. All right, let's get things going. Let's have some fun stamping, and then we'll get this card going. Let's go ahead and score this, or score it, fold it, and burnish it a little bit. Guys, I have so much stuff all around this craft room you would not believe. You should see my desk. You should see my desk. It is a hot mess. So tell me in the comments, messy crafter, flying by the seat of your pants crafter like me. I'm bringing in some Melon Mambo to offset. I love the Azure Afternoon, and I love it here, but I want a little bit of Melon Mambo to add just a little bit of difference. So let's go ahead and grab this. And I know that I used this stamp on a different color, so I'm going to just make sure I have it nice and clean here and have that black off of there. Oh, you know what? I did want to stick with the black. I forgot. I changed it a little bit. So let's go ahead and use our Memento Tuxedo Black. And I just mounted this Happy We Are Friends. And let's put this here. And I like to use grid paper, especially when I'm working with a corner stamp or anything else that really I need to be super accurate with. Because, you know, it's so easy to just go a little bit off. Okay, I'm gonna let that rest there for a second. It doesn't need to rest there. I'm just going to let it sit on the ink while I align my paper a little bit. I'm going to line it up there, and I'm going to try not to get my head in your way here. And come up here, and Happy We Are Friends. Oh, how pretty did that turn out? I like a little bit of black sometimes. Let me move this out of my way. And then let's move this out of the way. So that's it for stamping. We're going to move on to coloring some gems because I did not have gems in the right color, and I wanted to use the Azure Afternoon for the gems. So as usual, I pulled out my trusty rhinestone basic jewels. I think every crafter, every card maker needs to have these in their stash. In fact, I think you need to have a bunch of these in your stash because you can color on these with your Stampin' Blends. And I'm doing that now so they have the opportunity to get good and dry. And you can change the color of them. So I am making these beautiful crystal looking gems into this azure afternoon color. And there, now I have matching gems. And it really is just that easy. So ta-da, and we're gonna move that off to the side. We're going to use this die cut here. Let me show you the die cuts. They are fabulous. So you can see if you're making Valentine's Day cards, you can see that we have some hearts here. We have circles, the balloons, we have some floral die cuts, the dots, just great, great die cuts here. And what I like is these actually, if you're using a smaller piece, all fit on the mini. They fit on this mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which I really like. So let's just pop this in here, line this one up here at the bottom. I'm going to just use a little bit of this Post-it note thing there just to keep it intact for me and run it through. There we go. And then we're just going to take this out. So you sometimes will end up with little pieces of paper in your die cuts. So I like to take my take your pick tool and I just pop them out. There's just not that much to it. Just pop them out. And then I actually just I just do a big swoop on the floor. And then about once a week I just vacuum off the floor. So there you go. And how nice does that look so far? But we're not done. I wanted to dress this one up a little bit more. So I'm going to take a little bit of Melon Mambo, one of our brushes here, and the ink. Let me grab a piece of scratch paper, which I'm going to fold in half to make sure that nothing gets on my desk. And we're going to brighten this flower up a little bit. So the important part when you do this is, oh, Jeanette says lately she's flying by the seat of her pants a little bit and still messy. But the important thing is when you put your brush, your blending brush, in your ink, go ahead and start it off on your scratch paper because you don't want that blob to end up on your cardstock. And I don't want a lot of color here. I just want a little. So you can always add color. It is hard to take it off. So I just want a hint of this Melon Mambo to coordinate with the cardstock. You can see I did not use much. I used the same technique on this card, but I wanted it to be light over here. So this is it. You guys, this is it pretty much. We're just going to now assemble the card. This is all there is to it. So let me find all my parts and pieces that I moved out of my way, and let's put this card together. Because I was so neat and organized, I moved everything out of my way so I wouldn't get anything and any ink on anything. Okay. So you can see here, we're just going to glue this piece back here. It could be cut down a little bit, but it's fine. So let's just go ahead and glue this piece here. I'm going to just take my liquid glue and go right around the edge. We don't want a lot of glue on this piece, just enough to adhere it. And go right around the edge here because we don't want to get anything on our design. So there we go. Now I'm going to just pop this here. Oh, you know what? I think that is going to get on the design. I think it moved over a little bit. All right, let's cut another piece. Fortunately, I have a craft room full of paper, so I can easily cut another piece. That is the one nice thing is when, you know, I have so much paper, it is easy usually for me to cut another piece here. So I'm going to cut this piece. I think 2 1/4 will be enough. by 2. Oops. And by 2, let's see if that'll do it. And then I think instead, let me see if that was enough. Nope, needs to be a little bit more. This is what happens when you craft on the fly, right? Let's do 2.5 by 2.5. 2.5 by 2.5. Which I think is still going to be too big, but oh well. And then I think instead of putting the glue on this piece, I will put the glue on this one. Let's just go around here. Do a couple of dots here. That'll be better. There we go. Now let's just adhere this piece to the edges. Line it up. Oh, isn't that pretty? That is so pretty. And that's just, that's not glue, that's just a little bit of that white coming through. Okay, very nice. Now let's adhere, put our card together. Oh, embossing. Oh, that's a good idea, Jeanette. Jeanette says use your embossing buddy to take the sticky off. That's a really good idea. I'll have to try that. I've never done that. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and pop this piece down. Is it really a video for me if there's not some snafus and mistakes along the way? Anyway, let's go ahead and then we want the floral side up on this one. So this time we're going to glue this blue side. And just kind of turn your paper around a little bit. See which way you think it looks the best. Let's put that down. And then I pop this up on some dimensionals. You could add ribbon, you could, dress it up or dress it down as much as you want. I tend to be a very simple stamper. So for me, other than using 8 million dimensionals, probably where it's not necessary. Here, this went down a little bit. Let's just cut that off. I tend to do more, I guess I tend to maybe fall into less is more category sometimes. I don't know. Okay, here's all those little sticky backs, and let's center this the best I can. See how pretty that looks? I really think adding this hint of melon mambo around the flower die cut looks so nice. But let me know what you think. Would you leave that part just white space, or do you like it with that hint of melon mambo? Okay, so now our gems are dry, so let's go ahead and add them. And look at how pretty that turned out, and it matches perfectly. Let's just pop these down. I like to do either 3 or 5s, and always in kind of a triangle. So how easy was this card? And I think it's so pretty, and I used one of those free Sale-A-Bration items. Now I have these 2 cards ready to go. I did use Melon Mambo on that and not the black. And I don't know which one I like better. I think I actually like them both. And then the You Brighten My Day with a little bit of that white twine over here and just a couple of embellishments. And then I had one more card, just very simple, because I think that this can be used for either, just a very simple card, using these dies here on the side of the stamp set. Those little, sorry guys, I'll just move the stamp set out of the way. Here, let me show you. These ones here. So I really like this set. Again, it's an online exclusive. Let me know what you think about today's cards. And also be sure to check back later in the week for when I have that Christmas card done, because that is my goal, 1 Christmas card a week. Anyway, I'll see you next Monday at 10 a.m. Thanks so much for popping in.